Damn right, I'm a workbench. If you just heard 2 bars of music, I was performing so poorly that YouTube didn't even recognize what copyright I was trying to infringe. Whatever, this is my new workbench. Why a new workbench to begin with? Because this was my old workbench. It had open shelves, and honestly, if it's open shelf, it's gonna attract dust and dirt and crap and gets crammed full of things. So I needed an upgrade with drawers. Furthermore, I needed a routing table. And then, if you know my videos, I'm always trying to find some new approach to something. Hopefully a smart idea. And this time I think I found something. This is 2 vices, equivalent to, I don't know, 500 to 600 US dollars or 400 euros. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So let me walk you through some of the features first and then show you some details from the assembly second. A couple of things I really do like about this bench. First of all, it's rock solid. That's not that much of a surprise because it's not a freestanding bench, it's a built-in bench, so it's supported by brick walls. Let me show you, for example, in this corner and over there. Can you see it? As well as at this corner here. Can you see it? Right there on the wall. And then next thing, and perhaps the biggest thing and the reason for the upgrade, I have drawers. Oh, that's really a big thing. It's so much easier to keep everything tidy and organized. And I'm still working out a good system, how to organize things, but it's really surprising what fits into this bench. I really paid attention on using as much space within this bench as possible, and for example the distance to the floor is about 8 centimeters. So and the whole bench has a height of approximately 91 centimeters. It's quite high, especially since I'm not the tallest guy, but for me it's okay. I'm not using hand planes every single day. It is a good compromise between space and working height. Yeah, and I would say if it's 91 centimeters height, the space for the drawers is 74 centimeters, so it's more than 80% of the height is used for storage without sacrificing the usability of the bench. Yeah, another thing that I really do like about this bench are the handles that are flush with the surface of the drawers. Because often I stand very close to the workbench and I wanted to avoid to run my knee into handles that are standing out. So this is a really cool feature. And I don't want it to make holes into the drawers, because then dust could get into the drawers through these holes. So these are closed, no dust can get in, and I can easily and comfortably reach for the drawer. And since most of the time I'm reaching from above, so these handles are in an optimal position to grab them comfortably and without any effort. So that is very nice. If you know my videos, I'm always trying to come up with some kind of new idea, hopefully a good idea. In this case, I wanted to do the clamping without a vise, without a front vise, without a tail vise or wagon vise. And this is how I did it. This part here are basically all my dog holes and all my bench dogs. And this part is the vise. It's just a piece of aluminum with a screw with a handle. Like this. I can place any workpiece against it. It has a little bit of a piece of rubber in it. Then I take movable bench dog, lock it in place, and I close this screw just a little bit. Now I could use a hand plane. Don't laugh at me, it's just a block plane that I have at the moment, because planes are kind of hard to get at the moment. Yeah, and I could work on this piece. It's no problem to lock a very flat piece of wood into place, like this for example. Lock it down, tighten this screw, and now I could work on this piece here. I think it's solid enough, and it's very, very fast actually. And I even could use this yeah, what is it? Some kind of vise as an auxiliary vise. Clamp it in place like this. Tighten the screw, and now I could lock any kind of workpiece here. Something this way. That's solid. And I think I could even use a saw on this. I mean, I wouldn't do it this way, but that's another story. I can take this out of the way. Just some revolutions. I can slide it to the end of the bench. I can slide this one just to the end of the bench, which means I can lock pieces with 2.40 meters into this bench. Now what about working on edges? No problem with this bench. I can use these clamps here. Put clamps onto any workpiece like this. And even if this workpiece would be deeper, for example a drawer, a big drawer, then I can use longer clamps like this. Get them in here into the aluminum extrusion profiles, and this is basically, yeah, of course it's rock solid. All right, and sometimes guys, when I'm using with different materials or different shapes, I use another kind of clamp. It's this thing here. These two pieces of metal, they slide against each other. They spread a little bit in the hole in the bench and get tight. And it works something like this. I insert this. I tighten this. I'm tightening this screw a little bit. Let's say so. And then I just take this lever, yeah, and when I'm done, I'm just put it onto my tool wall. And don't think that this vise thing here is the most important feature of this bench. In the meantime, I learned another thing is the most important feature. Really, it is being able to clean up my workspace here. I can put this, what is it, normal vacuum thing with magnets to this coupling device. Switch on the vacuum. And it is put away safely within a couple of seconds. So this is, honestly, this is the most important thing. Oopsala. attach this via magnets too. Zack, like this. Okay, this, no, that's good. That's it. Yeah, this is the aluminum frame without the tabletop, and in the next images you can see the main connector type I used for assembling the aluminum frame. Yeah, the most basic, reliable and affordable way to connect two pieces of aluminum extrusions is this kind of connector here. At the time of this video, one connector costs approximately €1. If you buy a bunch of them, two things to remember: you got to make sure that you can reach the head of the screw. Therefore you need to drill a hole, and then you can insert this connector and reach the screw. And second, of course, you need to tap this hole in order to screw both parts together. I quickly made this little jig, and it was a time saver because it helped me to always be spot on with the drilling. For the tabletops I used this kind of connector. You can see in the red circle. They work like a charm. They are cheap and reliable. The tabletop is attached to the aluminum frame with these threaded inserts and corner brackets on the frame, and yeah, finally some trimming of the tabletop, and that's it. Yeah, here I'm finishing the handles for the drawers. In this video I haven't showed you the process of making the drawers themselves and the enclosure, the cabinet, but there are other very good videos on YouTube that show this, and I think everything has been said in those videos, so I didn't want to repeat that. If you like, I will link some videos in the description. And finally, some impressions from making the vise. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's two pieces of aluminum screwed together, and some kind of slider for the aluminum extrusions. Yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, honestly, I haven't seen this kind of a replacement for a front vise and a tail vise. so far on YouTube. It's May 2024 when I'm releasing this video. So I'm very happy with the result. I think it's something new. Yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.